So someone commented on one of my videos something like, and sorry about the paraphrasing, I don't know about you, but my father told me if it's too good to be true, it probably is. So I love that comment because it's a perfect expression of a belief that and how beliefs are started, that it seems as if somebody taught us this and so therefore it is true. None of my videos are here to tell you what is true. It's to look at that separation, that assumed separation between true and false, and go, is it really? There's no inherent meaning here. It's something you get to create. It isn't imposed upon you. It's something you create. In fact, I use the term law of attraction a lot, but these laws of attraction or karma or whatever, the golden rule, law, rule, anything you say, is simply an effect of there being no laws or rules, but this being already liberated. So, not to say there's anything true here, but underneath that, there is a fear that that it's too good to be true. There's a fear that somebody is trying to deceive you for gain of their own. And so there's doubt there. And we refuse to go and explore the disappointment that nobody can actually be trustworthy, nor can we actually trust ourselves that we know who is untrustworthy. So this is a shortcut that we go through to try to understand the world. It's going into beliefs rather than seeing each thought as it comes up now. So there are people who are wise, there are people who know things, there are people who are good and trustworthy, there are people who have my best interests at heart. So this is about me. And that's what I want you to examine. That it's not really about you. And when you make it not about you, then you can have your cake and eat it too, and it's no longer too good to be true. So there is definitely disappointment to go through. So you know how if you have a dream, I remember most vividly being a kid and dreaming that I got a whole ton of candy, or I found a treasure chest, and it's just such a great dream, and I wake up and there's none of that. And it's also like, I know the dream wasn't real, so I can't be disappointed, and yet, kinda. So, we can't really take anything or gain anything. So there's kind of a going through of that all of this is for the show, and we don't get to take it with us when we go. Of course, we're born naked, and we'll die with nothing. And, yeah. In fact, I was thinking today, I was gonna say this to someone, but the conversation ended, that I think it's just as beautiful to have like a beautiful gravestone and flowers and a monument for someone when they die as just a totally unmarked grave, or just scattering their ashes and having nothing. It's just as honoring, it's just as beautiful. What if, and I guess this video is really becoming about the emotion of doubt, and the emotion that brings you out of doubt is being willing to be disappointed. But what if it didn't matter what we chose? What if, thanks to my friend Tim for this analogy, I love it. What if we're like a brand new Roomba that hasn't mapped the room? I don't have a Roomba. I should get a Roomba. but I think a Roomba would die in my house. But anyway, this is why thanks to Tim. It's like brand new Roomba has to map the whole house. So it starts out and you're like, what the heck? It's bonking into everything. It's going places it shouldn't. And then it has the whole thing mapped. If we don't allow ourselves to explore, we don't see the value in making a mistake, then we make a bunch of mistakes because we can't really see, oh, hey, what's over there? We're not in tune with that curiosity. We're not in tune with that inspiration because we're afraid of being deceived or being stupid or not knowing who to trust. You can't trust anyone. The feeling of trust is something far deeper and far greater than a conceptual belief in a person. And this is why it's so fascinating to people to run someone's name through the, what's the saying? The mud. As like some spiritual guru or some religious leader. And they're supposed to be this shining example. But we're all bad. We're all inherently bad because we're all not. There's a plate I got from my grandmother's when she passed away. We went through her house and picked out what we wanted, and my aunt and uncle were desperate to get rid of things so they could put the house on the market. And I never noticed this plate hanging on the wall, but it was there my whole life. And it says something like, there's so much bad in the best of us and so much good in the worst of us that it hardly behooves us to speak about the rest of us. And that yin and yang is so true. And it's also that we are attracting this from other people. And when we attract something we don't want, often there's the tendency to feel as if it's that puzzle piece that doesn't fit, that doesn't belong in this puzzle box, but it isn't. It's there for expansion. It's there to clarify what we want. It's not that you're to gain something good in the future, that you're set to gain something good in the future. It's that it's already good, and if there's anything that comes up that says it's not, this is not at all putting you in a threatening position. It's just that there isn't a you to be in that position, and the more that we believe there is, the more we attract circumstances that seem as if that's the case. And there's one way of looking at this is that whatever you want it to be, it will reflect back to you. And the other way of looking at it is that we're always attracting the lessons that would make us desire to really look at that belief and allow ourselves the good that we really are. Good with a capital G. Yes, it's too good, lowercase g, to be true. But it's good with a capital G. That includes the freedom and the liberation of none of us can be called good. Isn't that freeing? It's like in Christianity, like that we are all flawed, that what we want more than ever is to interact on the parallel as equals. Those are the most fulfilling relationships, but we kind of hide and cover over and shy away by creating this idea of a hierarchy in our mind of good or intelligence or... Sorry, my video cut off because I'm running out of space on my phone. Good or intelligence, or that we're skilled in some area that we're just really fixated on right now. And this is what creates this kind of sense of unworthiness, which is actually showing us this is unworthy. This sense is unworthy for you. It is not you that is unworthy. It's this belief system. It's this way of seeing and interacting with the world. Interacting on hierarchies is unworthy of parallel. That's what we want. We are all peers here. We are all pupils. Peer is in to see. Pupil is in the hole in your eye that lets the light in. Are you starting to see how this is awareness and you never ever get away from it? You never get behind it. You never get ahead of it. It seems as if that's it. That's the belief. The Ben & Jerry's ice cream you never get to buy because this is a dream. You don't get to eat the Ben & Jerry's ice cream. It never becomes its dream Ben & Jerry's ice cream. It's always just a thought. This whole place is your grocery store, and you don't get to take any of it with you.